May we rise, Mr. President, please?
Addressed by Comrade Saliman Akani Oladiti, the National Executive President of the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, on the occasion of a courtesy visit to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, at the State House, Aso Rock, Villa Abuja, on Thursday, 13th of August, 2026. The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Chief of Staffs of the President Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila CFR, other senior officers, government here present, the Information Minister and Petroleum Minister. Good afternoon, sir. On behalf of entire membership of NUPENG, I extend our warmest fraternal greeting. We are deeply grateful for this audience, which underscores the importance of the relationship between the labor movement and the highest office in the land. We remain very grateful for this historic audience, with a leadership whose bond with our union date back to his years as Lagos State Governor. I can really remember the day of Akodo. When we have issue with Lagos State government, you just hand over to Governor Raji Fashola. We have issue which led Lagos State government to impound some tankers. We are on strike for almost a week. We salute you, sir. You are the one initiate the meeting to call off the strike, and we held that meeting at Akodo. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. We commend your renewed hope agenda for being a labor-friendly one, especially your bold decision to end fuel subsidy regime that had depleted the country reserves over the years. It was a tough action, but we can see the enormous gains. Sir, the day that you call a meeting before the election, you meet all the labor union that day. I was part of that meeting. You said anyone that want to go on strike, you can start your strike today, but I'm going to remove subsidy. The subsidy removal is an alien to our country. We don't know what is going to be the outcome, but today we are living witness to see the outcome of subsidy removal. The money pumping to the governors to serve local government are not utilized to the expectation of Nigerians. Something needs to be done. Sorry, sir. Road project, we have seen real progress in the rehabilitation of federal highways, making journey smooth and safer for our tanker drivers country. Yes. Before, it took you like 5-6 hours from Lagos to Ibadan, where I base. But now, Lagos is under 1 hour. Thank you, sir. And how many, Mr. President, your administration has turned federal highways into massive construction sites. Everywhere you go, you see contractors are working very seriously. Mr. President, your administration has turned federal highway into massive construction sites. We must not fail to mention the ongoing, unprecedented project 750 kilometer, 6-lane Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, and the 1,068 kilometer Sokoto Badagry Super Highway that will transfer 7 states in the country. For our member, a good road is different between arriving home safely and never arriving at all. A first stretch of highway rehabilitated and constructed means fewer accident, fewer spillage, fewer lives lost, and lesser stress for the men behind the wheel. Mr. President, sir, that is a reform our members feel in their bones, and for it we say thank you, sir. The gas power CNG initiative will recognize the strategic shift toward cleaner and cheaper energy source. Your promotion of compressed natural gas, that is CNG, and gas to power initiative is a forward-thinking strategy that will drive industrialization, create jobs, and provide affordable energy for our people. The mobilization of billions of naira in a private investment for CNG and the conversion of over 100,000 vehicles are milestones that we must build upon. We want to humbly request that our union be given opportunity to leverage on this CNG initiative, and we will not abuse it. Injecting life into our depots. We also want to commend your administration move to revive the Warri and Port Harcourt refinery through partnership with Chinese firm. Sir, Your Excellency, we want to humbly request that the same energy and drive to inject life back to refinery be extended to the decaying Nigeria Pipeline and Storage Company, NPSC, depot across the country. We strongly recommend they can be handed over to private investor to manage under equity arrangement. You know, this depot we are talking about, they are part of a federal government investment. We know huge amount of money that was invested on these 21 depots across the country. They just lie idle. Nothing is going on there, and it's a federal government property. Sir, we are looking for the government to do something. End to casualization in oil industry. Your Excellency, our relationship with the National Oil Company and the indigenous players in upstream sector have been very cordial. However, we want to seize this opportunity to bring to your attention an unhealthy trend that we have been trying to correct. With little to no success, it is a casualization of workers, particularly in the upstream sector. For a sector that is strategic and taken as the economic jugular of the nation, NUPENG and its counterpart, the Pengasan, have been tolerating these unwholesome practices, knowing full well the enormous disruption that any industrial action could cause to the economy. We also do not want to be seen to be hostile to the Minister of Labour, Muhammad Maigari Dayindi, who has been very supportive and operates an open door policy in his relationship with our union. We have engaged management of some of these affected companies without result. Mr. President, sir, we urge you to use your good office to stop casualization of workers in our country because they don't know their future. We want to employ that. We need the help of the federal government to do something, to train and retraining us. Finally, sir, Mr. President, we are impressed by your resolve to make local council work. That is where I'm saying that is before I round up. We want to plead with you to ensure compliance with the Supreme Court ruling on local government autonomy so that our council who we believe that they are very close to the downtrodden, can finally serve the people as intended and foster grassroots development. On behalf of every member of my union, I thank you for granting our request to meet with you. We look forward to lasting relationship of trust, of continued dialogue for the progress of our nation. Long live NUPENG, long live Federal Republic of.
Your Excellency, it is not common that you find trade associations, trade unions come back to the President and say, thank you for what you have done. I think this is an uncommon situation. We saw that when the leadership of the NLC came to you sometime last year or 2 years ago, when you approved the increase of wages for the Nigerian workers. In that meeting, Your Excellency, you mentioned to the labor unions that there was no need for them to wait for 5 years before they can come for a review of wage award. They actually had that request written somewhere, but they didn't know that this was something that you already had in mind. And so, for the first time, we saw the labor unions standing and giving you a standing ovation here in this room. It is very important. Today, we are seeing the leadership of NUPENG, which is an important trade union organization in this country. They are controlling, so to say, almost every worker in the oil and gas sector. And for their leader to come and recognize the reform that you are doing, especially the major reform you undertook in this country, the removal of fuel subsidy, and for also acknowledging that everywhere you go is a construction site in this country. From the cited example of Ibadan to Lagos, Your Excellency, the reform agenda that you have undertaken is being increasingly supported, is being increasingly acknowledged by the Nigerians for whom this reform agenda is made for. And therefore, we know that in the future, more and more of unions like this, the period of the altercation that we used to have between unions and government is gradually being closed. And we thank them for this recognition of the effort of Mr. President. And I want to assure you that Mr. President will continue to go in this direction so that the prosperity that all of us require as Nigerians, that we are already seeing in the horizon, will be arrived at. Thank you, NUPENG, for doing this. And I take it back to you, Mr. President. Thank you, sir.
And you've been a very good partner of government in progress. You occupy a very critical nerve of the economy of this country. And I'm glad you recall the Akodo resort. That Akodo resort meeting, Akodo is now one of the greatest value, economic value to this country. And all the things that we contemplated and did together. That is why it was important when I was running for this office to serve you as a very important notice of what I will do. Yeah. And it was a very, very friendly and frank discussion. He had a threat of possible strike and something. And I have noticed, you may strike all you want, but fuel subsidy will be gone. And today, to the benefit of our great country, I will
will soon publish the utilization of what it is. But I listen to people, they say common man and all of that. Who are the people receiving the salaries in the local government administration? Are they not common men and women receiving salary regularly at the state level? Are they not common men and women? The ordinary people receiving salary at the federal government regularly, and it affects all the market women around us, including your wives. Yes, the economy is not a church play. It's a system of financial engineering and research that we praise. And I want to thank you for the cooperation and collaboration, the understanding. But I'm glad you are seeing the effect of being able to find funding for long-term projects. Lagos-Ibadan Road, Abuja-Kaduna, Abuja-Kano, and Sokoto-Badagry, and the highways, and many other road network. It's all for the good of us and the good of our economy and the safety of our people. And equally, the introduction of compressed natural gas. Well, I will appeal to you, we will do more, we will encourage you, but ask your drivers to let it trickle to the commuters too, because whatever benefit that is coming from CNG is going to in the pocket of truck owners. It's not spreading as fast as I would like it, but it should spread. The refineries that you mentioned is going to come back to work.
Double clapping.
We're just building a very firm reset and structural reworking of the economic of it. Ordinary flame and the smoke of refinery doesn't mean that it's working until it's profitable and it yields the value for which it is built. I'm not a man who go looking back and everything, because I've accepted the asset and liability of my predecessor, no matter what has happened in the years past. It's my responsibility now as the president to fix it, make it work for the largest common value of our population. I take responsibility for that, and I'm going to do it. Thank you for your inspiring, recognition of partnership and effort that you are doing. And I will just still appeal to all of you to let us work diligently and passionately on this democracy. you all work together with us to bring about the democracy. Democracy is about celebration of freedom and opportunity that must be cherished by all of us. It's not easy to manage a democratic regime full of twists and turns, hills and valleys and all of that. But it's through perseverance, endurance, and good determination that we can bring about, a relief of a newborn baby in a pregnancy. You see the joy of life it is. The motherhood is painful, but the joy is everlasting and long. And I promise you, you will enjoy better Nigeria.
And we have an award of a flag.